So we bought this house just a few months ago and decided that we needed to put in some shelving in a closet that is in our living room. It houses our heater and our water heater. We had some extra boards left over in the garage, and that's what we were planning on using to be able to do the shelves. We didn't need anything massive. We just wanted to make sure that we could do some basic storage of basic essentials inside of this big empty space. So we had this 1x6 pine laying around. It was from an old bed that we had taken apart before we had moved. And we decided, since this material was just lying around, we would go ahead and utilize it. So I'm teaching my daughters how to use tools and how to use them safely. So it's always good to have them involved in the project, in my opinion. They love helping too. And I think it helps them just kind of understand what can go on in a shop and where to be safe, how to be able to measure and cut, just how to be creative in more than just Lego playing or fantasy playing, imaginative play, stuff like that. It gives them an opportunity to create even more stuff with their hands. We wanted to do this with all materials we already had in the shop. So in order to do that, we had to take some of the pine boards and use them to make the brackets that we were going to mount the shelf to mount to the wall. So this is just taking our scrap pieces right here that we had left over from building, cutting off the shelf itself, and using that as the backing, the part that was actually going to screw to the wall. Now comes the fun part, and that is cutting the angled pieces that are going to attach to the backing and to the shelf itself. I'd made these shelves once before in our old house, but I mismeasured, and so I wanted to make sure I took the time so that my 45-degree angles were small enough to be able to fit between the shelf and the bracket. I'd made them too long last time, and I had to trim off the corners in order to get it to fit properly. So I really made sure I took my time to get the right distance for the 45 angle. Now here we just want to make sure that we draw a line down the middle of the part of the bracket that's going to be attached to the wall. This way we can center the support on that. And then of course we'll pre-drill, countersink, get everything ready to attach the two pieces together. I didn't want just a square edge, even though it's in a closet and most people aren't going to see it. my wife and I have to see it, so I want to make sure that it looks nice. So I decided to just take a V-groove bit and just angle each one of the edges on the part of the bracket that was going to attach to the wall. Now we just have to put all the pieces together. Everything is cut and sanded to my liking and ready to go. So we just have to kind of attach everything. And that's pretty much what we've got going on here. Sorry for the shaky cam. My wife wasn't available to help me record, so I set up a tripod, but all of the vibrations from the bench ended up carrying through into the camera. So I've tried to trim as much as I could that didn't matter, but you're still gonna notice some shaking as the power tools are being used. And then pretty much all that was left to do was to level the shelves and hang them, making sure that they stayed out of the way of the air filter for the heater. Pretty simple project overall, and I certainly enjoyed making them. I enjoyed having my family involved in the process as well. So that is how you build some super simple shelves out of some 1x material that you very well may have lying around in the shop. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. And hey, why don't you subscribe?